The Allure of Algorithmic Ascent. We are living in the era of the optimized self. For decades, personal development was a solitary journey of trial and error, guided by dusty books and the occasional expensive seminar. But today, the landscape has shifted. We are witnessing an explosive growth of AI and personal development, a transformation that has turned simple habit trackers into sophisticated digital architects of the human soul. This is no longer just about counting your steps or reminding you to drink water. We have entered the age of the AI life coach. Platforms like Pi, Mindset, and specialized GPT-based assistants are now capable of holding nuanced conversations about your career anxieties or your relationship hurdles. We see personalized mental health chatbots like Wobot or Wiza using cognitive behavioral techniques to provide support at 3 a.m. when a human therapist is fast asleep. We see skill-building AIs that don't just teach you a language, but adapt their entire pedagogy to the specific way your brain forgets information. The promise is intoxicating. Imagine a guide that is entirely unbiased, one that doesn't judge your failures based on its own ego. A guide driven by cold, hard data, capable of spotting patterns in your behavior that you are too close to see. Above all, it offers always available guidance. It is the mentor in your pocket, ready to optimize your life at the tap of a screen. But as we ascend this algorithmic ladder, we must ask, who built the ladder and where is it actually taking us? The ethical quandary: who's steering your growth? As the novelty wears off, the ethical weight of this technology begins to press down. The most immediate concern is privacy. These AIs thrive on intimacy. To help you, they need to know your fears, your daily routines, and your deepest insecurities. This isn't just metadata, it's the blueprint of your psyche. How is this data secured? Is it being sold to advertisers to predict your next vulnerability purchase? When your digital coach knows you're feeling depressed, does that information stay between you and the machine? Then there is the ghost in the machine, algorithmic bias. AI is trained on human data, which means it inherits human flaws. If an AI life coach is trained on productivity literature written primarily by a specific demographic, will its advice be relevant to someone from a completely different cultural or socioeconomic background? There's a real danger that AI could perpetuate or even exacerbate existing societal inequalities, offering success blueprints that only work for a privileged few while silencing diverse paths to fulfillment. Perhaps the most subtle threat is the dependency dilemma. In our rush for convenience, are we sacrificing our critical thinking? If an AI tells you how to resolve every conflict and how to structure every hour of your day, your decision-making muscle begins to atrophy. We risk losing our intrinsic motivation, that internal fire that burns because we chose the path, not because an algorithm nudged us toward it. Defining ethical AI in personal transformation. If we are to embrace this technology, we must demand a new standard: ethical AI. This starts with a transparency imperative. Users deserve to know exactly how recommendations are generated. It shouldn't be a black box where wisdom is dispensed by magic. We need to understand the logic, the sources, and the limitations of the advice we receive. At the core of this movement must be user autonomy. An ethical AI is a consultant, not a commander. It should provide options and perspectives, ensuring that the user retains the ultimate power of choice. The goal of technology should be to increase human agency, not to replace it with a set-it-and-forget-it lifestyle. Finally, we need human oversight and off-ramps. There are regions of the human experience, grief, deep trauma, complex moral crises, where a machine is simply out of its depth.
Ethical platforms must provide clear paths to human professional help and allow users to easily disengage from AI guidance without feeling hounded by a persistent algorithm. Safeguarding your humanity, boundaries, and balance. We must also learn to navigate the human element trap. Modern AI is a master of algorithmic mimicry. It can sound empathetic. It can use words of comfort and validation. But it is important to remember, the AI does not feel for you. It calculates the most statistically probable empathetic response. Confusing this mimicry with genuine human connection can lead to a profound sense of digital loneliness. To safeguard our humanity, we must maintain critical self-reflection. Use AI to gather data, yes. Use it to brainstorm, certainly. But do not outsource your personal journey entirely. The why of your life must remain your own. If you stop asking yourself, why am I doing this, and start asking the AI, what should I do next, you've crossed a dangerous line. We must also consider the future of human connection. Does a world of AI-driven self-improvement make us more insular? If we all have perfect digital coaches, will we stop leaning on our friends, families, and communities for support? True growth often happens in the friction between two human beings. We must ensure AI fosters connection rather than fragmenting our relationships in a hyper-individualized pursuit of perfection.
Navigating the future, a toolkit for mindful AI integration. So, how do we move forward? We need a toolkit for mindful AI integration. Before you adopt a new tool, ask the hard questions. What are their data practices? Is my growth being monetized? What is the developer's philosophy? Is this app designed for my well-being or my screen time? What do the peer reviews say about its long-term impact? We must develop our own AI literacy. Understand that these models are stochastic parrots, incredibly powerful, but capable of hallucinating or providing confident but wrong advice. Treat them as a sophisticated sounding board, not an oracle. In the end, the goal is to embrace AI as a tool, not a master. It is a bicycle for the mind, an amplifier for your existing potential. Use it to handle the logistics of growth, the scheduling, the data tracking, the habit reminders, so that you have more mental space for the uniquely human parts of life, creativity, compassion, and the messy, unscripted joy of being alive. The algorithmic ascent is here. Let's make sure we're the ones doing the climbing.